Hey guys, what's up? My name is Lilly Crespy. I'm an AIDA instructor trainer and I'm also an Alchemy ambassador. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about the topic of mental preparation for freediving. It's, in my opinion, a very important part of training and preparation. And very often I find it's a little bit overlooked by people. People focus a lot on strength training, in-water training, and they sometimes forget to work on the mental aspect. So it's a huge topic. There's hundreds and hundreds of things you can do, hundreds of techniques. So I'm not gonna go into everything right now, of course, but I would just want to give you a few tips, a few tools or ideas that you can try for yourself. The first thing I want to discuss is periodization. It's not always associated with mental preparation, but in my opinion, it's part of it. Because if you periodize your training properly, you're going to ensure that your motivation stays high, you're not going to be burnt out in your training, you're going to peak at the right time. You're not going to feel exhausted or tired, you're not going to injure yourself also. And it's also, for me, a very important way to build your confidence slowly, but to make it really strong, like a strong base of confidence to rely on. Of course, this requires you to respect yourself, respect your rhythm, and make sure that you take enough rest. So my biggest advice would be try to periodize your training and listen to yourself and make sure that you rest enough, that you plan enough rest days in your training program. Next aspect I want to discuss is how to associate freediving with positive emotions, positive sensations, positive feelings. There's many techniques that you can use to do this. The most commonly known is visualization, of course. This is a super useful and powerful tool. Many types of visualization exist, but this is a really powerful way to associate a dive with positive feelings, successful dives, and positive emotions. So visualization, also anchoring can be really useful for this, and also working on lifting your limiting beliefs and any kind of negative thoughts that you might have associated with your dives. So here again, many techniques exist to work on the limiting beliefs. I invite you to look into it if you're interested. Basically, your brain is wired to protect you, to keep you alive. So its main and only job is to look for threats that might be dangerous for you, around you, might be threats for your life. And of course, holding our breath, especially underwater, and even more so if you're at depth, it's a very stressful situation for your brain. Your brain is registering this as, what are you doing? You're not breathing, you're underwater, you're gonna die, get out of there. So it's completely normal that the animalistic or primal part of your brain reacts as if this was a life-threatening situation, and reacts by creating a stress response. So there's many techniques that you can use to basically counteract this and to go back into a more in control, calm, relaxed state in your nervous system. So the first thing I would suggest is to work on your physiology, on your body, by changing the way you hold yourself, your posture, even just smiling. It has an actual effect on your nervous system. So work on changing your body. Next thing you can do also is use all the mantras, all the inner talk. So positive inner talk, things that are going to make you feel in control, safe, confident, strong, anything that's gonna basically shut up this little devil talking to you and telling you you're gonna die, and go back to activating your prefrontal cortex, which is the more evolved part of your brain, basically dealing with all the rational thoughts and the more evolved executive functions of your brain. And yeah, any techniques that you can use to go back to a confidence and positive state whenever you have fears or negative thoughts arising during your dive. This is also very useful, and there's hundreds of things you can do. And finally, of course, to deal with stress management, all the relaxation techniques, all the breathing techniques, these are things you can practice dry or practice in the minutes before your dive, or even relaxation techniques you can sometimes use during your actual dive, during static or dynamic, or for example during your free fall. So all of these hundreds of tools to work on lowering stress, feeling in control, feeling calm, feeling positive and confident. And the final thing I want to touch on is focus, because of course we know that during a free dive we have to keep our attention focused on the present moment for minutes at a time, and sometimes that's not so easy. So any kind of technique that you can use to practice your focus, and especially being able to stay in the present moment, are going to be super useful. So of course the first one that comes to mind is meditation, but there's many things you can do as well, like attention deconcentration techniques, and just basically tools and practical techniques and tips that are going to help you to go back to the present moment and not let your mind go crazy and think about a million things. That's it. I hope this was useful. These are just little snippets, but of course this is a huge topic, so I invite you to learn more about it, read more about it, and find out how you can train your mind to prepare properly for your dives. I hope this was useful. I wish you a lot of great dives, and see you soon. Ciao.